to Cigars on the Front Porch. I am your host, Uncle Scotty. This is episode number 43, and it is December the 14th at about 10:28. We'll call it at 10:30 at night. And we're recording at 47 degrees. It's a little windy outside, not too windy, mildly windy. This is my first nighttime recording. I meant to get to it during the day, but I ran out of time or whatnot. So I'm recording at night. So we'll chalk it up at 10:30 at night. Probably be finished maybe 12, hour and a half or so. So episode number 43. And what we're doing today is the CAO America Monument. Seems like it should be called American Monument, but it's not. And with this one, there we go. It is a 6 by 52, I believe, gauge. I paid for this one. I paid $12 for it. It's medium body, earth, leather, uh, nutty, cream, oak, and the wonderful thing about this one is a barber pole. You can see the two different types of wrappers. So having a barber pole cigar gives you the little bonus or the perk of having two wrappers with your binder and your filler. So as the cigar goes along, that wrapper is going to change a little bit in addition to the cigar. So you should see a lot of change. And with this one, it's supposed to be earth, leather, nutty, cream, oak, a lot of variety. Uh, with this, it is a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. The binder is from Brazil. I love South American binders. Um, I also love Mexican like binders or whatnot as well, wrappers as well. And the filler is Dominican, Italian, Nicaraguan, and United States. So that filler has 4 countries in the filler. And then the wrapper's Connecticut broadleaf, and the binder's Brazil. So you got like 5 countries with this one. And in addition, it's a barber pole. It's got a wonderful design on it. And then I love the footband on it as well. I love cigars that have a footband on them. That does help protect it some. Gives more to the aesthetics. But we're going to get started with episode number 43 with Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Thank you for joining me this evening as we start on the CAO America Monument. I'm trying to think what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it CAO America. It should be American Monument. That's what it should be. I might just do that. Y'all know it's a CAO America Monument, but I may call it CAO American Monument. Yeah, let's do that. Episode 43, Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Stay tuned. Oh, like to give a little bit of tidbit. Something I happened to look up, and I found out that the reason why they call it a barber pole with these cigars is that it resembles a barber pole from a barbershop. I figured that much, but there's some interesting things about the red, the white, and the blue with the barber pole. But what I found out from doing some research, the red, this is surgeons. They used to signify what they were doing with their patients by the color that they put outside of the patient's room or where the patient was being served at. Red, if they were going to bleed the patient. White, if they were going to do bones or pull teeth. And which makes sense. Bones, white, if they're going to do bones or pull teeth. And or blue, if they were going to do anything other or miscellaneous. And when you go into a barbershop, he is like a doctor. Not only does he fix your physical appearance, but he's also one of the best counselors that you can probably talk to, because they talk to everybody that comes in. And these are usually very wise old men. So if you're looking for good counsel, you can always go to an elder, an uncle. You can go to your pastor, you can go to the rabbi. You can go to the barber shop and talk to the barber if they'll talk to you. But you got to remember that you are open in public, and you know. But that's some of the places that I can say for being a male of color. Oh gosh, the wisdom that's passed along in there from these older men is priceless. It will shave off five, maybe a decade of bad experiences if you just listen to these older men. Now you got to filter out some things, because everything everybody's saying ain't always true. But for the most part, from the barbershops that I have been in when I grew up as a kid, those old men be just giving pearls of wisdom, you know. So they'll be saying things like, if you got a woman, you got to treat her like a woman. And I was like, what? It made no sense. It made no sense. Of course I was a kid. But when I got older, it was like, whoa, that simple saying is awesome. It speaks volumes. Now, I ain't want to go ahead and I don't have the time to go into all that as far as womanhood goes. But just for them to say, if you got a woman, you're going to have to treat her like a woman. And it just blew up. I guess that's maybe the subject today, the barber pole, and the wisdom that you can get from going to a barber shop. But stay tuned with Cigars on the Front Porch, episode number 43, with your host, Uncle Scotty. All right, we're back with Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We work on the CAO America Monument. And off of it is it's a sweet leather, which I'm surprised. I would say a 2 or 3. It's a sweet leather. I'm not a fan of leather, but it's a sweet kind of leather, or let's say a sweet nutty. That's better. Yeah, a sweet nutty, like a Nutty Buddy bar, but it's flat. Yeah, yeah, like a flat Nutty Buddy ice cream bar, but flat, without the nutty crunch. Cream. It's got a little bit of cream in it, and oak. Um, the cream is like a 3, 2 or 3 on the cream, and the oak is in there, which is unique. It's been a while since I kind of picked up the flavor of oak. Oak is it's unique. It's like taking a stick and putting it in the ground, and it stands in its place. So it's got a lot of unique flavors going on. You got some sweet nuttiness, some cream, some oak, and we'll see how this is going to continue to go. The construction on it is holding up. I've got an ash going. I haven't had to touch it up, haven't had to relight it. Now, this is the first one that I've had in my new tabletop humidor. I think I got 20, somewhere between 25 and 27 cigars in there with one Bovita pack. And I do have a humidity pack in there, just a humidity uh, device that's in there to add a little bit more distilled water. Um, the tabletops humidors, I'm not too much of a fan of them. Um, they they don't. You have to watch them. Now I got a Bluetooth monitor in there that can keep up with the temperature and the humidity, but they're kind of like you just store them. Now the tabletop humidor I have, the ones I've had in the past, they run low on humidity. Now I've seasoned it and everything, I did all that, but they just run low on humidity. You have to fill the little packet up. I forgot what it's called. That comes with it to keep the humidity in, and I would probably do that every week. I like my cigars a little humid. Just brings out the flavor. Now, but with a little lower humidity, the burn is crispier and it's quicker. It's a quick, crispier burn. So you just have one trade-off for the other. But I like mine with a little bit of humidity. It adds more flavor. To me, it adds a little bit more flavor to it, to the cigar. But nevertheless, this was doing okay. It was a little hard. I usually use the digits that's right here. If you squeeze those between the thumb and the index finger, the cigar should feel that way from the top down to the bottom. Now do this on the cigar you purchase. It's in your humidor. Don't go in the store and do this. But do it the ones that you have purchased before you go ahead and light them up. I also have an individual device where I can check the individual humidity and temperature of that particular cigar if I choose to. Most of the time I don't. Sometimes I do. I try not to rush them. What I use as a gauge is usually a minimum of 2 weeks. This one's been sitting in the humidor since October the 5th, November the 5th, December the 5th, uh, about 2 months, maybe 10 days or so, or something like that. It's been sitting in the humidor. So 2 months, that's about the time to pull them out and I can try them because they've gotten acclimated to the humidity that I like. You can fire them up from the store, but you're basing off that store and that individual that store's humidity, and that that's going to vary. It just depends on that humidor. So I like to have it adjusted to mine. I'm on the go and I don't have a choice, or they won't let you bring your own sticks in. Well, you got to go with that. But if they do let you bring your own sticks in, I'll purchase some, put theirs in my travel humidor, take mine out, and usually smoke mine in there. But nevertheless, so this one's turned out pretty good. It's crispier. It's got a good burn to it. Let's see here. The aroma. It's a decent aroma. Average 4 or 5 on the aroma. Aftertaste, no aftertaste. Make sure you do a retro and blow back through the cigar. One thing I haven't done is blown back through the cigar while I'm lighting it, which I think is counterproductive. But usually before I'll take a puff, I'll do a retro before you take a puff to push any kind of acrid taste or anything just built up in the cigar back out before you go. And it works. I don't know what the science or the name of it is, but it works. The draw on it is real good. I didn't even put a channel in this one, which I'm surprised. 90 something percent of the time I put channels in my cigars. I didn't do one today. I simply forgot. I simply forgot to put one in there. But it's doing better without. It's doing it. It's the draw is if I do have a channel in it. So that's a relief. The time on this one maybe hour and a half, hour 45. The kick on it is we'll see how it goes. It's medium body, and the burn is doing good. It lights well. I lit it with a lighter. I tried a soft flame lighter, and I think a soft flame lighter is good if you want to have a gentle start or a match. If you want to have a gentle, uh, soft start with the cigar. Sometimes if you use a torch, if you're not careful, if you hold a torch too close to the cigar or you hold it there for too long, you're going to char it and it's going to be bitter. But I noticed like a match, the long matches or a regular match or a big lighter or gives it a softer start and you don't char it. It's not going to char. It's just a gentle start with the cigar versus a torch. You can use a torch to light. A lot of people do. I do. But I would encourage if you do use a torch, let it be short burst. Short, not long. Don't sit there and hold it for like 3 minutes. You're going to char it and it's going to be accurate and bitter because you just burned everything up on the inside of it. And of course, I went over the price of it. And the pace on this one in the first third is about, let's see here, 3 to 4 puffs. Ooh, let's pick up a little cherry. That's unique. Hmm. A little cherry. So stay tuned with Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Episode number 43, CAO America Monument. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Working on this CAO America Monument or American Monument. And I'm in pretty much half to three-fourths of the way finished with the first third. I would say half to three-fourths of the way finished with the first third. About ready to start into the second third. This one, this is a good cigar. Um, it's got a lot of different flavors that I'm picking up. Picked up a little bit of cherry, a little bit of cherry, a two or three, some cream, a two or three, and the cream is kind of like a flat vanilla. Yeah, like a flat vanilla. You know how the cream is on the inside of an Oreo cookie? Take that and make it flat, like it's been sitting out 2, 3 days. Oak is in there, and it's good. It's a good cigar. It's medium body. We yet to see how it's going to transition. And I believe this is a 52 or 54 ring gauge, 6 by 52 or 6 by 54. I'm not sure which one, but it's doing good. It's doing good. Stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host Uncle Scotty. Oh, I haven't had to relight this. I've had to touch it up 2, 3 times, but I haven't had to relight it. It's something that I do so I can kind of gauge where I'm at. Sometimes I have a little ink pen, I put a little mark. Or if I use my fingernail, I put a little slash just to kind of let me know where I am with the thirds on the cigar. You don't have to do that. You have to be real careful because it can damage the wrapper. I've never damaged the wrapper just by putting a little fingernail mark, just so I have a visual of where my third ends at. But stay tuned with Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Episode number 43, CAO America Monument. All right, episode number 43, Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Um, we are working on this CAO America, and I have just finished the first third. We are working on the beginning of the second third of this cigar. So stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch, episode number 43. And so far on this first third, it did good. It was real crisp. Uh, had a good number, 3, 4 puffs on it. A lot of variety, a little bit of cherry, oak, cream, nutty, a lot of different flavors. 2, 3. We'll see how the second third does. Okay, so stay tuned as we start the second third of the CAO American Monument. Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. So far, it's a good cigar. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty, episode number 43. We're working on CAO American Monument or American Monument. It's medium body. It's a good medium body. Medium body. It's right there in the middle. It's a good cigar. So far, you could give it to a beginner. Just let them know it's medium body. I'm starting out with a light body, like maybe a Connecticut one. Oddly enough, I'm picking up a lot of cherry. That it's not in the description, but that's kind of what I'm picking up. Picking up some cherry, some oak, some cream. No nuttiness per se. Maybe a one or two on nuttiness. It's it's a little deceptive. It's not a sweet cigar, but it's not a strong cigar. It's the, it's it's like a combination. It's like a hybrid of a medium body cigar with some oak and a little bit of sweet leather combined with a little cream, a little sweet cream, and a little nuttiness, a little sweet cherry in there. So it's not overly sweet and it's not overly strong. It's like that fine balance is right there. But it has the oakness in there, like a basswood kind of oakness to it that lets you know it's a little bit different. This cigar has a lot of character. It has a lot of flavor to it. The pace is slowed down in the second third to maybe two puffs or so, two, three at the most. In the beginning, the first third, it was four, maybe five. But then now it's slowed down to somewhere between two, no more than four, but probably two or three puffs. It's slowed down, like they always do. The second third is slowed down. And we'll see how this final third does. But I'm finishing up on the middle of the second third of this cigar. We have been in for, when did we start? 10:30. We're an hour in. And I would say it's probably got at least another 30 to 45 minutes left in this one. I'm going to be able to finish this one today because I got time today. That's not like a challenge to a fight. I got time today. Oh, I'm trying to find the back part of this one. Here we go. Let's see if we can peel this off. It's starting to burn down to the band. And I've never known anybody to smoke the band. I'm pretty sure you could. I don't see why you would. You know, why you would want to. But you know, I'm pretty sure somebody has. Give me some feedback. Give me some comments on that. Do you even bother taking the band off, or you just smoke straight through the band? All right, the band is off on this one, and we're gonna work on this CAO America. It's a good cigar. I'm, I wouldn't say I'm surprised. Um, I wouldn't say I'm elated. I would say maybe satisfied. Look at this band. It looks like one of those wrestling bands that we had when we were kids. You know, that you make those belts out of cardboard boxes. And of course, it's got the 4 stars on it and everything. It's be like the Continental Champion belt. It's a good cigar. I like the barber pole on it. It's got a variety of flavors. Not a whole lot of smoke. A lot of different components going on with this one. All right, stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scott. Episode number 43, CAO America Monument. Oh, let me give you a little, let's see on the aroma. Aroma's got to be a little bit sweeter, which is good. Aftertaste, no aftertaste. I've been doing a pushback. So I encourage, there's a lot of stuff going on. This depends on you. I'm a little, somebody could say chronic. I don't think I'm chronic. I think I'm more methodical. So I'm going to be positive about myself. Because I believe that the words that you speak are powerful. I believe that the words that you put in place affect what's going on. So if you put out positive vibrations, you're going to receive positive vibrations. It may or may not come immediately, but it will show up. I believe that the things that you say about yourself, the things that you believe about yourself, come into play. So I believe speaking positive affirmations, not only does it change your mind, it changes your spirit inside you. Name one person who's always been like negative and horrible and condescending and that's a good person to be around. They're not. People who have peace, inner peace with themselves, have balance with themselves. And that's what a wonderful thing I love about cigars. It gives you a chance to shut everything down, everything electronic, shut the world out for 2 hours, an hour to 2 hours, and be at peace. The cigar itself is relaxing. You get to experience the different flavors, the different changes in the cigar. You get to pay attention to the cigar and how it's burning, uh, and just sit down and just mellow out for 2 hours. The stress that it takes off. People say smoking is not healthy for you. No, not a lot. Overeating is not healthy for you. I'm not justifying it. I'm just simply saying the trade-off for me is the peace that it brings. To have 2 hours where you can think about your issues or you can not think about your issues. For me, I just listen to music, preferably jazz or blues or whatever kind of mood I'm in, and just relax. I'm sipping on some water to cleanse my palate, and it's just relaxing. It just takes all the stress off. Not, you know, most of the stress. Don't take all of it off. Most of it's just relaxing. Anyway, that's just my take on it. But for me, I have like a little method. I'll do a pushback just before I start my puffs. Take two, three, four puffs, whatever third I'm in. I'll take the number of puffs. Be careful about heating up the cherry because if you heat it up too much, it's going to get acrid. For those that don't know, the cherry is the flame inside of it. If you heat it up too much by taking too many puffs too rapidly, it's going to give you an acrid, bitter taste to the cigar. You'll know, you'll taste it, and that lets you know to slow down and to do a pushback. So you got to figure the pace. And I figure like since we were talking about women earlier, each cigar is different. I'm not comparing women to cigars. I'm just simply saying they're different. Even though they're cigars, they're different. Each one of them is different. Even if you got five of the same type, each one of those five is going to be different. They're not going to be the same. You take care of your cigars, they'll take care of you. So, the cherry. So, not a chocolate cherry, but a cherry. So far in the second third, the aroma is good. It's picked up more so than the first third. No aftertaste in it. As far as the draw is easy. Even though I didn't put a channel in, I'm surprised. I'm happy. I'm satisfied that the draw is doing good. Time on this one, I figure it's going to be more than an hour and a half, maybe hour 45 minutes, two at the most. Kick is relaxing. The second third is kicked in. The number of puffs is slowed down, so that's good. It's got a good burn. I've had to touch it up about 3 times or so. Uh, Pace on it, 1 or 2 puffs. Now that I'm in the second third, no more. Slow it down. The closer the more the thirds go up between the first and second third, the more your puffs go down. You can't do 4 or 5 puffs on the second third. You're gonna overheat it. You know, I see people. I can tell by sitting around with them. It's like, have you ever smoked a cigar before? And they're just puffing, puff, 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 puff. Or they're talking and then the cigar go out. Can you light my cigar again? I'm like, no, you shouldn't have to relight it. That's just me. I'm dogmatic on that. You shouldn't have to relight the cigar. If you got to relight the cigar, Either it's got too much humidity to it or you're talking too much. Pay attention to what you do. I'm real dogmatic on that. And of course, the price on this one is $12. Normally, I don't spend $12 on a cigar. Not that I'm cheap. It's just that I believe that your money that you work for is a tool. And if you abuse that tool, it's not going to be any good to you. It's not going to get the job done. It's not going to be any good to you. Man, we talk about a lot of stuff. We talk about women. We talk about tools. Not that they're synonymous or anything of that nature. But just to let you know, it's like, man, it's like, phew. Now I kind of see why our indigenous people, the original people of this country, would sit down and have a peace pipe and talk out their problems. You get people in a small place, they have a sweat part where they sauna, they got good food, they got them something to drink, they got a companion, and you give them a cigar, or you give them some tobacco, or whatever that they used at that time. I can't insinuate that, but I have my thoughts. And you sit down and you just know people that's against each other, or whatever, you sit down and you talk, you'd be amazed. And I think, like, with having a cigar, it's a good personal time. But anyway, Cigars on the Front Porch, episode number 43. With your host, Uncle Scotty. Stay tuned. Boy, this was turned out to be a long one. Longer than way longer than what I have done any other video before. It wasn't intended to be that long. It just turned out to be that long. But thank you for being with me. I hope you're still with me. We got a little bit more to go. We're just in the second third, the ending of the middle to the ending of the second third, working on starting the final third in a few. I don't think I've ever done a video 30 something minutes long. But it's a good one. Stay tuned. There's more to come. We ain't even hit the final third yet. We're going to see how that does. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. This has been the longest video I've ever done. I didn't intend for it to be that long, but it just works out that way. It won't be too much longer. We're starting the final third of this CAO America Monument. It's been a great cigar. Good to great. There's a question I have for you to those that have stuck around for 33 minutes and 15 seconds. Thank you. I would like to find out if there is a cigar out there that has a pigtail for the cap, a shaggy foot, that is a barber pole. If you know any cigars like that, send it in your comments and let me know where I can get them at. I want to try one. Because with the pigtail cap, I could just twist it off. I don't have to cut it, I don't have to punch it, I don't have to do anything. With the barber pole, I get to experience two different wrappers. And with the shaggy foot, I get the experience of the wrapper separate from the binder and the filler. I would like to find out if there's a cigar out there like that. Just a pigtail cap with a shaggy foot that's a barber pole. Please, if you know where that's at, let me know. I haven't come across one of those yet. I've come across that's got the pigtail foot, the pigtail cap and the shaggy foot, or a pigtail cap. I've never come across one that's just got like a shaggy foot, but I'm pretty sure it's out there. But a pigtail cap, shaggy foot, that's a barber pole. Every barber pole I had has been good. So stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch as we work into this final third of the CAO America. Thank you. Episode number 43. Hold tight. We're finishing up. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch, the longest video ever that I've made that I'm aware of. Episode number 43, CAO America Monument. This has been an experience with this cigar. It's been a transitions from multiple flavors, medium body, not full body, medium body consistently all the way through. We are an hour and a half and maybe hour and 35 minutes into the cigar, and we're down to the nub. I probably got about another 15, 20, 15 to 30 minutes out of this one. Maybe. I haven't like put a little lance in it yet to extend it, which I probably will. And it's down to one or two puffs. It's a good to great cigar. I like the greatness on the cigar, but I'm a little hesitant because it doesn't have what I particularly like. But overall, I would say great. It's got a lot of flavors in it: oak, cherry, cream, sweet nuttiness, medium body. This is a good overall, great overall cigar. Well constructed. I've had to touch it up 3, 4 times, but outside of that, haven't had to relight it. It's a great cigar. I would stack my humidors with these. I would stack my humidor with these. I definitely would be give these out to my friends. A new person, maybe if they're stepping up to the next level. But outside of that, no. If they're just starting, I wouldn't give them this one. Well, nah, I wouldn't, because it's medium body. If they're used to medium body, give it to them. I'm gonna say this is it's a good to a great cigar. It's right there in that middle part. I'm gonna finish up on this one privately, but I want to thank you for staying tuned with me with Cigars on the Front Porch. Episode number 43, CAO America Monument. Um, as I always conclude, you're special, you're unique, you're made for a purpose. Other people don't have to love you to validate you. You love yourself. Maybe that's introspective. Um, yeah, yeah, that is introspective. I wish I wanted to divulge on this one, but I've always been the kind of person that likes to make other people happy if I can. I don't like people disappointed. It's kind of how I grew up. My mother, bless her heart, she's gone now. She never really had the discipline. All she had to say was, "Scotty, I'm disappointed." That was the worst words that she could ever say to me, that I'm disappointed. But nevertheless, I digress. It's a great cigar. Good to great cigar. I highly recommend this one. CAO America. I'm going to call it America. Mine. It's got at least, what, 4 different countries in it? Dominican, Italian, Nicaraguan, United States. It's barber pole. It's great. It's a good to great cigar. Keep it in you. Thank you for these 40 minutes, 39 minutes and 20 seconds. But by the time I finish, it'll be 40 minutes. The longest video ever on Cigars on the Front Porch. It's a great cigar. Thank you. Love you. Love yourself. Can't wait to see what episode number 44 is going to be.